How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I want to go through about 11 reasons why you might want to buy Bitcoin right now. And of course, this is not financial advice, but I have started to dollar cost average myself into Bitcoin. Of course, I still hold positions I bought in the past, but I start to reaccumulate. Why I start to do that is what I want to explain in this video. And of course, everyone's financial situation is different. If you have to use this money next week or next month or even 3 months from now, a year from now, probably not the smartest thing to put it into an asset that's quite volatile. But if you're someone that wants to accumulate wealth, this might not be the worst time to buy Bitcoin. So let's go through why that is. There are some technical points, like just price action related. There are some fundamental catalysts that you need to be paying attention to right now. And honestly, like I said, I think now is a decent time to start accumulating Bitcoin. Now, of course, I can't see the future. So I don't know if we're going to go down another 15, 20%, right? It's anyone's guess. But I want to lay out some of the bullish reasons you might want to accumulate in this video. Before we get started, though, let's roll the disclaimer. Just a reminder, this is not financial advice. This is not legal advice. Do your own research. I'm never going to reach out to you either in the comment section or through any other means to try to get you to invest in something that I'm investing in or to send me crypto. Some links underneath the video are affiliate links. I may earn a commission, but this is at no extra cost to you. Of course, do your own due diligence. Okay, and last thing before we get started, if you do want to trade crypto, there's a link over to BYDeFi. It's in the link tree. You can start trading in just a few minutes, and you can get up to $10,000 worth of Bitcoin just for trading on the platform. So if you want to check that out, check it out underneath the video. Oh, and there's a link to my Telegram too, in case you want to join there, because there have been a lot of people getting banned recently on YouTube. So you can still get videos if I do get banned, because I got banned a couple weeks ago. Now, first of all, no one wants to buy right now. Like, no one is excited about buying, it seems. And it makes sense, right? We've been basically sideways for the last year, which, we've gone down, we've gone up a little bit, but if you go almost a year ago, like 11 months ago, we were right at the same price. So the market's been a bit boring with the exception of a big drop and a pump up and then just coming back down. What is kind of crazy though is less than a year ago, we hit 100,000 for the first time. And now this is kind of like the bottom. No one's interested. No one's hyped up anymore. Of course, last time, like a year ago, zoom back to a year ago from now, and we were going from 66,000 up to 108,000 in a very short period of time. People were excited. The altcoin market was pumping. I had just gotten this hat, this 100K hat. This was given to me for free from some exchange. And this was given before we hit 100K. And it was like aspirational that we would hit 100K. Now this is like 100K. Bearish hat. This is a bearish hat, which is just kind of crazy. So think about that. Like just a year ago, we had not hit $100,000 yet. We're fighting with $100,000. And now people are bearish. We're down 20% from the high. So right now, no one really wants to buy. There's so many other assets that people want to buy, like AI stocks, big tech stocks, VOO. Some people are looking at real estate, and no one's really interested in crypto, which if you've been around in crypto for a while, that's typically the best time to be buying. When people want to buy lower, when they're not touching the market. It is a bit of an odd situation right now because there are a lot of people that actually wanted to sell that haven't gotten a chance to sell yet. And there haven't been a lot of new buyers. But again, if you ever look at the past, when people didn't want to buy, that was probably a good time to accumulate. This is also typically the top. Like this is the top of the cycle. This is the quarter that we top out. Let's see here. If you haven't seen this chart before, time goes around in a circle and every 4 years is one cycle around. The last blue dot here, here, and here shows the top of the cycle. So every cycle top for the last 3 cycles has been in this quarter of the post-halving year. So a lot of people are just waiting for us to top out. Some people are saying, well, we already had a new all-time high right at the beginning of the fourth quarter. So this would be similar to what we've seen in the past where we see a top in this quarter. Now, if this was the top, let's go bear mode, right? Let's go bear mode. Let's say this was the top. Well, we're already down 20% from the all-time high. And even if we go into another bear market, right, we're already 20% down. Keep in mind, we have not gone up as much as we have in the past. So I don't think we're going to see as big of a drop as we've seen in the past. Keep in mind, too, in 2022, when we saw this big drop on Bitcoin, the traditional markets were down 35% too. It was a really nasty bear market. So, if we're already 50% into a drop, like it's not the, or if we're going to go into a 50% drop, let's say, it's not the worst time to start accumulating when you're already down 20%. Like if you started buying, let's say you started buying in the previous bull market, like right around here, and you bought here, like you would have broken even probably at 35,000, accumulated a lot of Bitcoin on this dip, and then you'd be up 3.5x on that Bitcoin since then. Like it's not the worst to start accumulating a little bit early into a bear market. Again, that's if we go bear. However, we might not, right? We've held this 50 week moving average, 1, 2, 3 times in the past. This has been the bottom. This has marked the bottom throughout this bull market. So this might be the bottom and we just race up. Like this might be the best buying opportunity that you get right around $100,000, maybe ever, because if we move up again, we'll probably break this trend line that we've been fighting with. Like if we go back up to new all-time highs, I wouldn't be surprised if we broke this line, because you see here, we were not even close to the line. Here we were inching closer. Here we hit it 3 different times. I wouldn't be surprised if we maybe got rejected once and then broke through. Then we see a $140,000 Bitcoin, 150, something like that. So we might not have the same bear market. If we are not going into a bear market, this could mark a very obvious bottom. Keep in mind too that like there are a lot of reasons that we would go up from here, not only technically but also fundamentally. Like first of all, a lot of banks are going to allow trading and allow their clients to start buying Bitcoin next year. We have Fed rate cuts. They're continuing, and they have a lot of fuel to be able to continue cutting rates because there's been a government shutdown, so a lot of people haven't gotten paid. So rate cuts mixed with the end of quantitative tightening and the beginning of quantitative easing would all be very bullish for risk on assets. So there are going to be a lot of portfolio managers that are looking for extra alpha, extra gains. They might want to put their money into Bitcoin. This is still an underexposed class for a lot of portfolio managers, so there might be a significant amount of upside. Also, there's talk about stimulus checks. Like that is very good for markets because it's just a lot of helicopter money. It's a lot of money that's spread out. It goes back to the large companies. It goes to trading accounts. And people will put it into crypto, or people will buy AirPods, which go over to help Apple's bottom line, which races up the indices, which helps Bitcoin at the end of the day. So stimulus checks, very positive for risk on markets as well. Bitcoin's still the leader in crypto too. So like if you're betting on altcoins, I actually have a video about an altcoin that I'm holding right now that I want to talk about again in another video. But like if you're looking at this and thinking, well, I don't want to buy Bitcoin, I want to buy Solana or Ethereum or something like that, there's just extra risk if we go to the downside. And on the upside, like Bitcoin will probably move up first anyways. Like Bitcoin dominance is probably going higher whether Bitcoin goes down or up. I don't see a world where every other altcoin races up before Bitcoin. Like it's going to take some movement from Bitcoin going up for everything else to race up. And if we go down, I would assume that a lot of people will sell altcoins and just take a massive hit if they think we're going into another bear market. So either way, Bitcoin probably is the leader right now. It's what you should put the majority of your money into if you're going to buy crypto. Also, you look at Bitcoin and we have raced up on mostly ETF and companies buying. Like MSTR bought, 400,000 Bitcoin, and most of it, like I know they have more than that, but they bought maybe 400,000 in a year or so, like right in this range from 2024 or in 2024. This was during the beginning to mid bull market, from like where we are now to the bottom of the bear market. It was once we started to gain strength. So do you want to wait for us to go up to like 125 and then all of a sudden MSTR can issue a lot more debt, their shares are trading at a premium, and then they buy, another 500,000 Bitcoin? Like, do you want to wait for that? Like, there are going to be more companies that buy Bitcoin in the future too. So it might not make a lot of sense to wait for there to be a lot of hype back in the market to start buying once again. Also, this gets you back into the buying mindset. So if you wait into the bottom of the bear market, there's so many people that wanted to buy, but they're like, I'll wait till buy lower, wait to buy lower. We're at 16,000. I'm going to wait until we fall to 12 because there are a lot of people talking about that. And we never got there, right? We never got to $12,000. And then we went up to 20 and they're like, I'm not going to buy now. I'll wait until we fall down back to 16. And then we never got there again. And then we just raced up and up and up. It's better just to get in the mindset of accumulation, even if it's a little bit early. So what I've been doing, right? I'm not telling you to go out and blow all your money on Bitcoin or put all your money into Bitcoin. What I started to do is just take a small percentage of my income. It's going to be different for everyone. Mine is very small, but every month I look at what I made and then I put a fraction of that, a small percentage into Bitcoin. I don't care what happens with Bitcoin. If we go into a bear market, great. I start to accumulate and I'll just keep that going throughout the entire bear market. It's based on my income, so I don't really have to, worry about changing it or anything like that. If we go down further, I'll probably buy more if I want, but I won't buy less, right? So even though I don't really care if I have more Bitcoin in my portfolio, because it's still a large portion of my portfolio since I bought a lot throughout the bear market, since it's an oversized portion of my portfolio, I don't really care to have more. But also I think this is going to be a good asset to hold, especially in the age of AI when everything is abundant. People are going to want scarce assets, and Bitcoin still is one of the scarcest assets. It's one of the quickest movers. So if I start accumulating a little bit now, it will just keep me in that buying mindset instead of waiting for the Pico bottom, right? So a small percentage is what I put into it, and then I'll just continue to do that whether we go bull or bear. Of course, if we do go bull mode, I think you can make a lot of money with something like trading. Like I use low leverage, 3x leverage or 5x leverage on Bitcoin, and we've been able to make life-changing amounts of money throughout this cycle by doing that. Started around $25,000, $30,000 Bitcoin and just have kept a lot of trades open. BYDeFi is actually my newest trading platform, and I've already taken a significant amount of profits. But I do have some trades that are down right now because, if you opened up any low leverage trades basically over the last 6 months or so, they are down. I think that still can make a lot of money throughout the bull run. If we go back into new all-time highs, right? We're going to make lots of money from low leverage long positions. Of course, if we go down another 20%, even 3x positions, like if you opened them a while ago, might be liquidated or you might have to put stop losses on. But if you open them now, you would still be fine. Of course, let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. So just like racing through it. No one wants to buy right now. There's no excitement in the market, which is typically a good time to buy. This is typically the top of the cycle. There's tons of FUD right now. Like a lot of people are pointing, well, maybe not FUD, but there are like whales that have held for a long time and they're selling and people are worried about that. We're already 20% down. So like that's typically been a decent amount down to start accumulating. Of course, you might have to hold for a while if we're going into a bear market, but if you can hold, you'll probably make a good amount of money. We're right at the 50-week simple moving average, which is typically a great time to be buying throughout the bull run. We might not have the same bear market because we just haven't had a super exciting bull market. The AI narrative is still really strong, and you'll want to accumulate scarce assets like Bitcoin. Also, the Fed's cutting rates. They're going to start printing a lot of money too. So again, another good time to hold Bitcoin. Many banks are starting to allow Bitcoin trading next year in crypto trading. Stimulus checks are on the table. Bitcoin's still the leader. There have been a lot of positive things happening with regulation this cycle too, which I think will lead the way to more people buying Bitcoin and crypto in the future. MSTR bought a lot of Bitcoin recently. You don't want to wait for them to start buying a lot again for the price the price will be skyrocketing up. And then this gets you back in the buying mindset. Let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video, though. I really do appreciate you watching. If you do want to trade crypto, check out BYDeFi in the link tree and join me on Telegram underneath. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.